Hello, everyone. This is Melody Betterman Lane, and I'm here with Jamie Ginnett, and we are your new property managers at Park Hoover. And we've also got Kim Ewing, who is your president. She's going to be speaking here in a moment, and we are going to be sharing with you some video interviews with the candidates for your board for this year. So we're going to be bringing them in one at a time and recording that so that you can get to know each of them a little bit. Kim, would you like to take it?
Yes, thank you so much, Melody, and thank you, Jamie. And we're just really happy to have you all managing our property. We know that our property is special. We call this home, and we're just excited about the work that we're going to be doing in a partnership that is really just going to be changing lives. So I just again want to say thank you all for just watching this video. This is the first time we've ever done this, and it's to keep everybody safe. And we've had a lot of people that have been wanting to run for the board, and we said, what a better way for you all to get to know everybody through this virtual recording that you're looking at right now. So please take your time, get to know the candidates, and say, you know, here's what I see moving forward that they can add and contribute in their talents. And in addition to that, vote, vote, vote. And I'm going to hopefully get a separate video just to say thank you to so many people that will also get out to you all too. And then in the meantime, we're going to bring you all back for our annual. So buckle up. Enjoy getting to know the candidates, and I'm going to pass it back over to Melody.
All right. And I'm trying to make it so you guys can see me in speaker view, and I'm not sure if that's happening or not. But what we're going to do is bring the candidates in one at a time. The first one will be Tim Anderson, who I'm going to go ahead and ask to start his video now so that we can ask him some questions. Tim, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Good. Thank you for your willingness to serve on the board. And Tim, you've been actually acting on the board for a little bit for the last couple of months in an interim capacity to fill an open position. So we appreciate that. I have just a couple of questions for you tonight to help the community get to know you a little better. First, how long have you owned at Park Hoover?
Since the family's owned a unit since February of 2019, and my son and my granddaughter are the actual residents here.
We lost you on video, but oh, there you are again. Okay, good. Okay, so your son and your, did you say granddaughter are the ones?
My granddaughter live here, and they love it here.
Okay, great. And what is your background relevant to serving on an HOA board?
Well, I served, I had a career in finance and management about 40 years, working with small companies, and then most lately with large publicly traded companies. Most of my positions were in finance and auditing.
So what do you feel that you can bring to the board given that background, and why is it that you want to serve on the board?
Well, I think I've always had an interest in finance, and I got involved working, starting working with Martha on the finance committee, and realized what a huge budget we had, and then realized what a huge amount of money that needed to be spent. So it wasn't that we had more money than we needed. I realized that we had to figure out a way to make sure we were allocating our resources to accomplish everything that we needed to do. And I did that quite a bit when I was in the business world.
Well, I have one other question for you tonight, and that is, what is it that you think the community should know about you just to help them get to know you?
Well, I think one of the most important things, and I hope I bring that to every organization I'm in, but it's a willingness to work with board members. We all come to a board with a different viewpoint, which is what we really want to have. But I like to think of myself as somebody that can work with everybody at different levels for a common good. I don't come in thinking that the only way we can do this is my way. And at the same time, I want to make sure that any opinion that I have is heard. So I guess the ability to work with others, I think, is something very important for the board. And I think that's a quality that I have and would like to bring to Park Hoover.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for your time tonight. This will be going
Thank you.
out to the rest of the community soon. And I am going to let you go now and have a nice evening and bring in the next candidate.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. Okay, everybody. Now we would like you to meet Jennifer Grooms. Jennifer is another candidate for the board at Park Hoover this year. Jennifer, how long have you owned here at Park Hoover?
I've only owned for 6 months. I've lived here though for 3.5 years. And my daughter has owned this unit since 2006.
Okay, all right, great. What is your background relevant to serving on a board, either an HOA board or a nonprofit board in general?
I don't really have any experience on a board. My background is in accounting. That's what I did
Okay.
all my life, all my working years until I retired, which does not in itself qualify me to be on the board, I don't believe. However, I have owned many homes in Indiana and Florida, 2 of which were in communities with very strict HOAs. So I am familiar with them. I know how they work, and I know a lot about what makes them successful. And so anyway, I hope I can contribute from that standpoint. And even if I'm not elected to the board, I would be happy to serve on committees or in any way I possibly can, because I know how important it is that that the residents of these communities be involved and aware of what's going on and willing to participate and keep our communities active and thriving. And we especially need that now, I think, more than ever here. And we have a vested interest in our homes, and we'd like to make improvements and do things to them to keep them up and maintain them. And so I want to contribute in any way I can so that we can make sure that happens.
So I think you've kind of answered my next question, which was why do you want to be on the board?
Right, right.
So just to finish up, is there anything in particular you would like the community to know to just get to know you better?
Oh gosh. I can't think of anything really other than I would really appreciate the opportunity to serve on the board, and I will do my best for all of the residents in the community to see to it that we maintain what we have and make it better even. Yes.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. And thank you for talking to us tonight.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
Hello, my name is.
Go ahead.
I'm supposed to say my name and stuff, right?
Yeah. Introduce
Okay.
yourself.
All right. So you're starting it over, Melody?
No, it's recording right now, but that's okay. I'll just say, hey, next up we've got Teresa Campbell. She's been serving on the board for a while, and I'm going to let her introduce herself, and then I'll ask a couple of questions.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Teresa.
Hi, Teresa Campbell, on the board of Park Hoover as the secretary at this time.
Thank you. How long have you owned over at Park Hoover?
21 years.
Okay. And what's your background relevant to the board?
I've been on the board for 20 years, and I have been the vice president, the treasurer, been the chairman of the finance committee, and now I'm secretary.
And you still want to do this, right?
I'm still wanting to do this
Okay.
and be a part of it.
Why? Can you tell us why?
Well, there's still things that we've come a long, long way with Park Hoover, and a lot of accomplishments have we've completed. And so I just kind of want to develop good communications with our residents, our new residents, to welcome them. I want to improve our neighborhood, our community, and our families, that they have a great place to live.
What else do you think that the community would like to know about you? What would you like to share with them so that they could just get to know you better?
I think most of them that's been here for a while knows me very well. I've been around. I love Park Hoover. It's very nice, quiet, and peaceful, and we want to keep it staying that way. I think the families here, the children are just wonderful. They're not all over the place. The children play, have fun. They're very good kids, and I want to keep it that way. People have dogs. We got more dogs than we used to have, but people are taking care of their dogs and doing what they're supposed to do. So overall, Park Hoover is a great community to live in, and I love Park Hoover. And so I want to keep loving Park Hoover and be a part of Park Hoover.
Very good. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
All right, thank you, and you guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Next up, we have Martha Carrots, and she is going to share some information with you all about her experience and why she wants to serve on the board. Take it away, Martha.
Thank you. As Melody said, I am Martha Carrots. I've lived at Park Hoover for almost 30 years. I've raised my son here, and I've always felt lucky to live in such a diverse community with people from all walks of life, all ages, and all types of families. Years ago, I served on the finance committee, and it was only then that I started learning about the challenges of managing an HOA. 2 years ago, I retired from my 40-plus year career in not-for-profit senior management, which included public relations, media relations, writing, editing, publishing, designing, and a lifetime of event planning and fundraising. So after retiring, with so much time on my hands, I decided to join the board as treasurer, and it's been an interesting and demanding 2 years. Along with other board members, we've been challenged to manage our finances while meeting the needs of our aging community, working in the transition with a new management company, investing our treasury accounts wisely, overseeing numerous projects, and constantly being on our toes to deal with the day-to-day concerns, not the least of which was how to keep Park Hoover healthy and safe during the current pandemic. Regardless of the task, the board has worked diligently with our management company to keep our collective eye on the prize and improve Park Hoover for all of us, now and in the future. I look forward to serving on the board again to continue the progress that we've made and to strive to bring historic Park Hoover Village back to its original glory that the original builders envisioned almost 50 years ago. Thank you, and don't forget to vote. It's your community after all.
Thanks, Martha.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, now we're back with Slava Kutsenko. He is running for the board this year at Park Hoover. Slava, how long have you owned here at the community?
I own 2 apartments and I live since 2015.
Okay, so you live on site and you also own another property on site.
I used to live, but 2 years ago I moved to my home. That's why I only own the apartments and I rent it.
Okay, and what is your background relevant to serving on an HOA board? What do you think?
My background regarding the education, I have PhD in economy and I have master's degree in geology. I'm engineer and I'm international trade specialist, but it was in the past. At the present moment, I have a small company, realtor company. I'm a broker and I had a license since 2010 and it's interesting for me.
Well, why do you want to be on the board?
No, it's a difficult question because I have to know what directions board covers, and it's I need to look through first of all, because I know that the chairman of the board, he is in charge of everything, but what about the other people, the financing, as I understood, but there are so many other things, and I would like to see the main directions. And I think that if I would be elected, the new members of the board would share responsibilities and would share the duties among themselves.
What,
Fortunately, I didn't get the complete list of the duties from our existing members of the board. That's why it's difficult for me to tell.
okay. What else would you like the community to know about you, just so that folks could get to know you better?
It's quite difficult question. I'm a little bit strict because my working experience, I used to work more than 30 years, and I work with the people, I work with the companies, with the big companies.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would like, why I decided to be nominated as elector, maybe because I'm interested in developing of that area. I'm interested in developing the community, and more than that, I absolutely know from my experience that better community, and you would be surprised, better people and better neighbors. And now it's time to join our efforts, and as well to attract more volunteers to work with the members of the board. I like the initiative of the existing member of the board regarding these committees, because as far as I know, 40% of our community apartments are under the rent.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be important to attract that people who exactly lives there to help the members of the board, because the goal is not to increase the value of the property, which is not also not bad for me as for the realtor, but the main goal is to make our living surrounding more comfortable, more attractive, more safe, more secure, and for all categories, from the small children up to the elderly children. Because unfortunately, there were some issues in our neighborhood, even with me myself in 2017, and I know how it was painful, and I know that board can do more. I feel it. We need a fresh blood. It's from American movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for spending some time with us tonight. And we look forward to getting to know you better. And I'm going to go ahead and stop recording now and give you a chance to enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Next up, we've got Alan Mordo, and he is going to introduce himself, and we're going to ask him some questions. Alan, how long have you owned here at Park Hoover?
Hello. I am an owner.
Uh-oh.
How many?
We're having audio difficulties.
Can you hear me now?
That's better. All right, let's try again.
Okay. I am a new owner, and I am coming right around 6 months of ownership.
Okay. What is your background relevant to Park Hoover and serving on a board?
Sure. Relevant to Park Hoover, I have grown up in the area. My mother and father both live about a half mile from there. I've worked for the last 12 years across the street at Meridian Hills North Apartments, which my father and I both own and operate together. So, you know, I deal in property management every day. That's my life. And I just want to see the whole neighborhood do as best as it can do.
And okay, so then my next question was, why do you want to serve on the board? Do you have
Okay.
anything else to say about that? I think you've answered that in part, at least.
No, just want to add on that, I want to help shape the local neighborhood into something positive, peaceful, and safe community. Just want to do my part.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like the community to know about you to help them get to know you better?
I'm from the area. I have a background in construction and a willingness to work with other people. That's about it. All I can say.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
All right. All right, guys, next up we have Olive Soriero. Olive, how long have you owned at Park Hoover?
Yeah, I've been here since 2009, and I've owned since that time.
And what is your background relevant to serving on the board and being on a board in general, or working with an HOA?
Well, before that, I owned private homes, and so my activity on a board is limited to Park Hoover. I started on the Park Hoover board in 2010, and I stopped in June of 2020. I like it very much. I think I work well on the board. I've been through multiple people, and I would like to get back on the board.
Well, my next question was going to be, why do you want to be on the board? But I think you kind of...
Sure. Well, this is my only, hey, guess what? I have a dog. There's something in the hallway. This is my only home, and so I am, I like to have some say in what goes on if I can, or at least to know what goes on, to be part of the group that makes the group decisions. Since I'm a single person and an old person, I have certain metrics that fit into this community. This community tends to be one of lots of retired people here, lots of single people. Because of, I'm a retired physician, as I said. So I have lots of experience with medical problems. I took a tumble outside of my condo and needed surgery. So I'm acutely aware of broken sidewalks, things that can cause obstacles for folks. I walk with a walker. So again, and I walk my dog. So I'm grateful for the walking trails we have around here, but I'm also acutely aware of some of the hazards that we have. I tend to notice shingles being down or lights out, and I come back to the board and report these things. I have lots of friends in here, and so I'm much more likely to be approached by someone because of a problem than some of the board members that they don't feel quite as close to. So this is my home, and I would like to maintain it. Now that the building is down the road, I think that we have a fair chance of having these properties appreciated. Now, I don't have anybody that's going to inherit it. My property is going to the church, but I think for other people who look to appreciate it as a gift for their families, I would like to make sure that our property certainly doesn't depreciate, and if possible, appreciate. That means that future owners or potential owners would like these condos to be FHA compatible, meaning that they can apply for FHA loans. Because of our high rental rate, however, these loans are not available to future buyers of this community. And therefore, I really think that these condos should be as much as possible owned and lived in by the owners and not rented. I also think that because of this situation, that board members should live here and not be off-site. I think that that means that they're committed to this. I don't want people on the board that look at this as an opportunity for investments. I don't want these to be looked at as investments. We've had that in the past. We've had problems with people who have had multiple units and have tried to control what goes on the board. And this was long before Communitas, long before most of the board. Only Teresa was here at that time, and she can give you some sad stories about that.
Olive, I think we're going to need to move on to the last question, just because.
Surely.
Is there anything else that you would like the community to know, just to get to know you a little?
Well, I'm pretty easygoing. I'm very approachable. If somebody needs to get a hold of me, all they need to do is call me and leave a telephone number, a voicemail, because I don't answer strange numbers. I try to get out, and I've been kind of sedentary for the last year because I have 2 knee replacements. But now I'm beginning to get out and walk my dog again. I was very active before, and lots of people would see me walking 1 or 2 dogs. I'm down to 1 dog now, and so I want to go back and do that. This is a wonderful place to be a resident and to walk their dogs. When I have time, I like to do my hobbies. I love to read. I love to follow politics, and I'm very active in my church. And I have multiple meetings a week at church. So,
Okay. Thank you very much.
okay.
I think that is good for tonight, and we really appreciate the time that you've spent with us. And
Oh, my pleasure. This is easy.
Get to know you better. All right.
And you.
Have a nice evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Here we go.
All right, well, that's all we have for tonight. I just want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time out to speak and to volunteer for the board. And now I'm going to give it back over to Kim Ewing, your president.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Melody. Thank you so much, Jamie. Thank you so much for all of you that watched this video from beginning to end. Hey, bravo to you, right? So here's what we would love for you to do. Now you're going to get some ballots. You're going to get that in the mail. You get some by email. We want you to take time and think about who you'd like to have on this slate moving forward, and vote. Most importantly, just vote. We know how important that is, right? And then if you have friends that live here and you say, hey, have you seen that video? Share, 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 share. More people that gets to know our board members, the more people that get to know how we really love Park Hoover. So thank you all so much. And again, remember that this is what we call home. And this is why we serve in the board. Thank you so very much. Have a wonderful evening.